I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen Jacoby. What is it
though?
that we do?
We get the people what they want.
What a day of football yesterday. Week 1 was amazing, and we start with the biggest upset of the day. For those that don't watch Jalen Jacoby, I told you the Saints were going to win. I told you, but they didn't just win. They waxed the pack. Here's what Aaron Rodgers said after the game.
I mean, I'll let him use those words, and I'll use it's just one game. You know, we played bad. I played bad. Offensively, we didn't execute very well. One game. We got 16 to go.
After the offseason that Aaron Rodgers just had, we knew that this was going to be a drama-filled season, but we didn't know it was going to start like this. Jalen Rose, what do you think about the shellacking the Saints hated the Packers?
Homie looked stressed at the press conference. It's been a long off season, right? And here's the thing. Not only did he struggle, so did Devontae Adams. So did Aaron Jones. As a matter of fact, the entire offense did. Oh, wait. The entire team did. The same Green Bay Packers that was in the NFL's Final Four the last 2 seasons, who many like myself anticipated them to get back to that point, which they still can. This was a terrible opening performance. But instead of just talking negative about the Packers, I want to make sure we celebrate the Saints' defense. See, so many times when they had Drew Brees and you had Michael Thomas leading the league in catches, it overshadowed how stout their defense is. And they showed up yesterday and they stymied the Green Bay Packers and didn't allow them to score a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers threw 1 interception, fam. It was like a punt. Like, I almost ran out there and was about to try to catch it. Like, I got to give their defense crazy credit.
Absolutely. I mean, 38-3, and Jameis Winston looked so good. He really did. Sean Payton can win with any quarterback. He won with Taysom Hill, Teddy Bridgewater, of course Drew Brees, and now he has Jameis Winston looking, at least in 1 week, like one of the best quarterbacks in the league, like the Jameis Winston of old, except no turnovers. If you'd have told me that one of these quarterbacks would have 2 interceptions, I would not think it would be Aaron Rodgers, but it was Jameis, and everything that this city is going through. They had to play this game in Jacksonville. Jameis Winston said the win was for the city. I'm so happy for the city of New Orleans, who love their Saints so much. What do you think of Jameis?
A story of perseverance. And remember, I said the same thing about he and Cam Newton, who both went from being starters to backups on 1-year deals. Cam has been in and out of the Patriots. Jameis went there, sat a year behind Drew Brees, watched Tom Brady go to his former team and win the Super Bowl. Just think about that for a second. And this offseason, like seriously, y'all got me in a competition with Taysom Hill? Yeah, I know I done threw 30 interceptions, but dog, he led the league in yards before. He's been amongst the league leaders in touchdowns before. I'm not surprised to see the ultimate quarterback whisperer in today's game, Sean Payton, not only unlock Jameis, who can make all of the throws, but made him as efficient as possible. It's not just the 5 touchdowns, Jacoby. It's the low amount of yards that he was doing it in. It's the low amount of attempts that he had. Every time he dropped back, every other pass seemed like a touchdown. And it was really impressive. So much so, even Drew Brees had to be like, you know what? The offense do look a lot better when somebody can throw the deep ball. Even he had to say that. He said what everybody was thinking.
Threw the ball 20 times and had 5 touchdowns. 25% of the time he dropped back, he got a touchdown. One was a little shovel pass, though. Those count as forward passes. But Kamara needs to be recognized as well for the game that he had. You mentioned the Super Bowl. The Chiefs were in that Super Bowl. Did not look great in it. They faced off against the Browns. And if you remember last season, the Chiefs did this a lot. They came back from behind. They won a lot of close games, didn't blow out teams. They came from behind in this one and beat the Browns. What'd you think of Mahomes and the Chiefs?
Patrick Mahomes is so fun to watch, first and foremost. Like, he exceeds the expectation of when I'm watching him perform because I really don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what arm angle he's going to throw it from. I don't know if he's going to roll left. I don't know if he's going to roll right. And here's the other thing. Doesn't he still have the cheetah? Doesn't he still have Travis Kelce? Like, both of those guys seem to be open at all times. And I know we want to get Andy Reid, and rightfully so, all of the credit. But Dear people who are calling the game, there's somebody named Eric Bieniemy over there that's also pulling strings. They never said his name one time, so I'll make sure I say it. And watching the Chiefs play, initially they were behind Jacoby. Like, I want to give the Browns credit. Like Baker Mayfield, they got off to a good start. KC was playing without Tyrann Mathieu and a couple of other defenders. The Browns were playing without Odell Beckham. And you know, I think the Odell Beckham and Baker relationship out on the field is going to be something that either plateaus or catapults the Browns into their goals. And so they really got off to a good start. Chubb was running and catching. Hunt was running and catching. They were moving the ball. And then you know what happened? The Kansas City Chiefs went in fast forward.
They always do.
And you know when they going fast forward, like, yeah. They just go into a different gear. Travis Kelce's catching everything. Cheetah, how about this play? They had a one-play, like 70-yard touchdown strike. And at that point, it was deuces.
It was. I really thought the Browns were going to win this one, but if you are the Browns, you have to walk away from this and saying, we went toe-to-toe with the AFC champion. We had a big lead. A couple things bounced another way. Maybe we can win. Maybe we'll see these two again in the playoffs as we did last year. Jalen, remember I was right about that Saints prediction about Jameis Winston and the Saints? I was all wrong about the Steelers-Bills game. I think when I say they were going to win by 3 touchdowns, this was tough, man. This was tough to watch. The Steelers defense showed up. TJ Watt showed why he is the highest paid defender. What do you think about this upset from the Steelers in Buffalo?
One word, identity. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have probably had, 3 coaches in the last 60 years. Shout to the Rooney family who established that culture. But they're going to run the football, and they're going to play tough defense. I don't care if they have Mean Joe Green. I don't care who they have defensively. That's what they want to do. They're going to score in special teams. They're going to keep the turnovers down, and they stymie Josh Allen. And Stephon Diggs, you know what he was wearing yesterday? Pyrex Picasso Benny the Butcher cleats. And didn't score a touchdown. And did not score a touchdown. That's how stout the Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Mike Tomlin, were yesterday.
That block punt for a touchdown just changed everything. That really changed everything. And it just seemed like the Bills were on the precipice of bringing a drive together, getting a lead, sneaking away with a win. And every time Big Ben just shut the door on them. Good win for the Steelers. Hope the Bills will bounce back. This play right here broke my heart. I was watching the game. I was looking around for flags. I was doing it. I was like, maybe he set that out of bounds. But roughing the kicker, something. Nope. That was the game right there. Huge win for the Steelers, but Jalen Rose also yesterday. Huge win for the Detroit Lions. Big win for the Detroit Lions. Yeah, Lions. Rawr! They had the ball in the 4th quarter in a 1-score game against a legit contending team, Jalen Rose. Sure, you didn't win on the scoreboard, but you won in the hearts of Lions fans. Dan Campbell put him in the Hall of Fame. Give him a trophy.
You know what I love about the early NFL season? The moral victories that we pass out. We've given one to the Cowboys. We've given one to the Browns. Now you're giving one to the Lions, right? And for anybody who decided to watch the game, I know it's probably only 10 of us watching it. From the beginning of the game, I knew we were in trouble. Here's why, Jacoby. On the first drive, we had a great drive. Why don't we go for it on 4th down? Kick the field goal. You can't go against the 49ers stout front four running up the middle. And guess what? Jimmy Garoppolo fumbles the first snap. 3 more downs. We try for a field goal that time. And then you know what happened when we finally tried for the field goal? We miss it. And we had a top 5 pick last year. His name is Jeff Okudah, right? We didn't take Justin Herbert. I know the jury's still out on Tua, but I said free Matthew Stafford. Now people are watching him play and know how great he is. I know how great he is. But what about Deebo Samuels? How he just threw our DB out of the way and just went and hit his head on the goalpost like it was no big thing. So yeah, when the rest of the world started watching, we scored a couple of touchdowns, we got back into the game, but then all of a sudden it was late, and then you look up at the clock, and then people like you giving us a moral victory. But you know what? Our coach said something after the game that we must take and we must build off of it. It's about kneecaps. And it's about what he's going to do with them and what we have to do with them. We'll be ready.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
So that's the thing is you guys are down right now, but on the way up, you're going to bite a kneecap off. That's what's most important to this Lions team. Whew. 0-17 is on the board. On the board. We will see. The jury is out on Jared Goff as the leader of this team. But Jalen Rose, I don't know if you saw Matt Stafford last night. Did you see Matt Stafford last night?
I saw.
Your ex-quarterback looked great in the Rams uniform. The Rams waxed the Bears. Looked really good doing it. We'll break that down in all the rest of week one right after.
I've been yelling free Matt Stafford the last couple of years.
Your former quarterback of the Lions, Matt Stafford, now with the Rams, looked really good in his debut. What do you think about the Rams' performance last night?
I'm happy for Matthew Stafford. I'm even happy that they corrected showing the wrong person that was his wife on the telecast at some point of the telecast. It also shows me that a lot of people don't intimately watch the NFL. And I know he played for the Lions and he hasn't been playing in the playoffs and on a great stage. But he was on the Hall of Fame track playing with that team. That's how good he has been. He can make all of the throws. Of course, he's had some durability issues. Of course he is when he had to throw for 4,000 yards almost every year. But I'm happy for him to see him thriving amongst weapons on the outside, an offensive genius in Sean McVay, and 299 club members on defense. And Jalen Ramsey, who now all of a sudden is up at the line of scrimmage, and they got him playing like a linebacker on certain plays. Then they got him playing like a shutdown corner on other plays. He's willing to tackle. Aaron Donald still getting up the field. I just got to get both of those guys on the show because I need to talk to JR5, and then I need to ask Aaron Donald how he keep his hair so crisp, taking his helmet on and off his head for 60 minutes. I really need to know that.
I need to talk to Matt Nagy. Why aren't we putting Justin Fields in the game? Why aren't we putting Justin Fields in the game? Why are we waiting until they play the Lions in week 4 to put Justin Fields in and make him the starter? I really think that Justin Fields gives this team a much better chance to win. Might as well put him in the game while you can. Mr. Rose, the Cardinals looked really good yesterday. They were playing against the Titans. Kyler Murray was running all over the place, throwing touchdowns, running for touchdowns. What did you think about Kyler Murray's performance yesterday?
You reminded me of KRS-One, because I'm not saying Kyler's the best. No, sorry, I'm lying. Yesterday, with touchdowns, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like when I'm watching the Cheetah, Lamar Jackson, and Kyler Murray, they look distinctly faster than everybody else when they get going. And he got a rocket arm. And I know you saw D-Hop. Did you see D-Hop?
Of course I saw D-Hop.
You see him in the back of the end zone?
He's the best.
Using
the
his size, using his range. Did you see that? What about his second touchdown when they was in the red zone? Threw it on the inside shoulder, gave the guy a little shimmy, shimmy, ya, shimmy, yo, shimmy, ya. Turned it upfield, got the touchdown. Like, they look explosive. And the Rams and the Cardinals are going to start being in the conversation of legit contenders in the NFC. I know you saw Seattle play well. The Packers struggled. The Bucks are the defending champs. But these two teams, and especially if Kyler Murray can stay healthy, are going to be playing really well as the season progresses.
The NFC West is basically the opposite of the NFC East in many ways, shapes, and forms. Now, you mentioned the 5 touchdowns that Kyler Murray was responsible for, but there was also someone on the other side of the ball that had a big 5 number as well, and that was Chandler Jones. What do you think about his performance yesterday?
Taylor Lewan, fellow Wolverine, I applaud his tweet after the game of getting manhandled because he did. 5 sacks. You know the record for a season is like 22, right? Like, that's like the record, Michael. So was it 22 and a half? Like, he might have, like, this reminded me of Derek Thomas. Hey, youngsters out there, I was watching a game where Derek Thomas once had 8 sacks. But Twitter didn't exist for the offensive line to send out a tweet like this. And I applaud the accountability and the ownership we're going to be paying attention, and the other defenders are going to be paying attention because now guys are going to be wanting to try to see if they can line up in front of him and have a career day.
Well, Jalen, we mentioned the NFC West, and there's some good teams in that division. One of them, led by Russell Wilson, the Seahawks. The Seahawks went up against the Colts and looked really good. 4 passing touchdowns for Russell Wilson.
You know what I love about Russ?
What's that?
My choice for preseason MVP, that right there. Those moon balls. I love those. Like, hey, dog, nobody in the league does it better. Don't at me. Matter of fact, do at me. Nobody does it better. You see the rocket? You see the rocket locket out there, right? And Metcalf out there chiseled running through people. What about my guy Carson? He got close to 100. I think he had like 91. They didn't have to really feed the big fella, less than 20 carries, keep him fresh. When he's healthy, a 3-down back also is a game changer for Russ. The NFC's got some stout teams, my brother.
Jalen, I know you care about the Jalens out there. You mentioned Jalen Ramsey, but we also have to celebrate Jalen Hurts, who there were some questions about whether or not he was going to be the starting quarterback for the Eagles. Well, he is the starting quarterback for the Eagles, and he looked good yesterday in their win against the Falcons. What do you think about this Jalen performance?
So here's the jury for me still out on Tua. I can't front. And I wanted my Lions to take him last year. And Jalen Hurts has shown me that he can ball. Like, I know that he has his weaknesses, right? All players do. And I'm not saying that he's a prospect like Justin Herbert, but he's a starting quarterback in the NFL in a dual threat. And he's tough and a great leader. Matter of fact, that's why I drafted him on the J&J fantasy team. I'm not surprised. And I was looking at the team on the other side, and you know we love our guy Kyle Pitts who came on the show. Hopefully he becomes like a Waller, a Kittle, a Kelsey, a game-changing tight end. But you look closer at the Falcons, why they ain't take a quarterback? Why they ain't take Justin Fields?
Kyle Pitts looks good, but quarterback would probably look better for them moving forward.
Matt Ryan, future Hall of Famer. But yesterday he was looking washed. He was looking washed yesterday and never was mobile. Never was mobile.
Well, Erica Wheeler just dropped Sue Bird. I love Sue Bird so much. Don't even show this anymore. Don't even show this anymore. Why are we doing Sue Bird like this?
Keep the crossover. That's why you never want to meet your legends. Woo! You got to make the shot. Got to make the shot and got to mean mug after. Check out that WNBA action. They be out there balling.
Jalen Rose in Las Vegas. It is the Ravens taking on the Raiders. What are you looking for in this one?
Lamar Jackson. First, second, and third. Like they're without J.K. Dobbins and they're without Gus Edwards in the backfield. On defense, they're without Marcus Peters, but they still have Lamar Jackson. And they added weapons on the outside for him to throw to. I'm looking to see if he's going to be able to do that. And on the other side, John Gruden, Mike Mayock. Are they on the hot seat this year?
Ooh.
Is Derek Carr still their quarterback? Is Derek Carr still their quarterback?
Yeah. We'll be back to break it all down tomorrow, ESPN2 at 4 p.m. Tune in.